What's going on, guys? JD from New York here. WWE Monday Night Raw took place from Buffalo, New York tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. Was there a pay-per-view tonight? WWE Battleground, you say? That was $44.95 in standard definition and $54.95 in HD, correct? Yeah, well, if you wanted to watch a WWE program, you probably could have missed this pay-per-view and waited till Monday Night Raw tomorrow night, because that's exactly what this was. Now, I don't mean to be a negative Nancy, okay, because that's not my point on coming on here and giving you my views and opinions on the WWE product. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to give you professional opinions from a guy who's been watching the product for 25 years plus, okay? So I'm going to say it right off the bat. Fuck those other guys. All you need to do is come to my channel and listen to the proper review of this pay-per-view. Because I guarantee everybody's going to fucking gloat and, oh yeah, it was a decent pay-per-view. Oh yeah, it was this, it was that, it was good. It was a 7 out of 5, a 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. No. It wasn't a 7.5 out of 10. This pay-per-view didn't even need to happen. This pay-per-view didn't even need to happen. This is the WWE's problem. Okay? You got 2 pay-per-views booked in the same month. Today is October 6th, 2013. Hell in a Cell is taking place on October 27th, 2013. You have 2 pay-per-views in the same month. Night of Champions was only 3 weeks ago. Then you have Battleground tonight, and then you got another pay-per-view 3 weeks from now, Hell in a Cell. That's poor management on WWE. That's not the way you get the wrestling fan excited. And to be quite honest with you, I honestly see this being the first and last WWE Battleground pay-per-view. There was no need for this pay-per-view whatsoever. Yet again, this pay-per-view was built on 3 matches and 3 matches alone. You had Orton versus Bryan. You had Ryback versus CM Punk. Ryback versus CM Punk, and then you had the Rhodes family, Dustin and Cody, returning, fighting for their WWE contracts against The Shield, which was probably the best match of the night. Okay? That's just my honest opinion on that. Bryan and Orton was a great match, and I'll get into all that. But I'm not going to give you a 20-minute breakdown of this pay-per-view because the rest of the card meant absolutely nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. And I'm going to get into all that right now. But before I get into all that, I want to thank my bro, Issac, for giving me the last-minute WWE Battleground thumbnail you guys are watching on screen right now. He makes all my thumbnails for my WWE Week in Review, Monday Night Raw, and every pay-per-view that I have covered thus far. So I want to thank Issac for that. And if you guys want to go subscribe and follow him on Twitter and his YouTube, both links to both of his social media websites are down below. I suggest you do that because it's best for business. Now, for the pay-per-view, I'm going to start off with Orton and Bryan. If you guys watched it, you knew there was going to be some kind of bullshit to end the pay-per-view. Okay? You know the Big Show was going to get involved. The Big Show was quiet as a mouse during this entire pay-per-view. You didn't see the Big Show, and then all of a sudden, you see this fumbling giant just come walking down the aisle, running down the aisle actually, and he threw his 2 cents into this match. Now, the WWE title, as of right now, it is 11:05 p.m., and I'm recording this commentary for you guys to be uploaded sometime later tonight. 11:05 p.m., pay-per-view is ended, there is still no WWE champion. The WWE Championship is still vacant. Randy Orton is not your WWE Champion. Daniel Bryan is not your WWE Champion. Why? Because Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, according to what I seen, persuaded the Big Show to interfere in this match and cost Daniel Bryan. But Big Show actually came to his senses and realized, listen, I have to do what's right for the company. I have to do what's right for business. And he attacked Randy Orton, knocked him out, and the show ended with Big Show celebrating in the ring. Bryan knocked out from the Big Show. Orton knocked out from the Big Show. Scott Armstrong makes a return, and he was knocked out by the Big Show. Now, the original referee, I don't recall what his name was. I really wasn't paying attention to who the referee was in this match, officiating this match from the get-go. But Scott Armstrong ran down the aisle after Big Show knocked out Bryan. He makes his return, and the Big Show just stood triumphant in the ring, as if he said, you know what, Triple H, fuck you. I'm going to do what I want, and I'm going to do what I think is best for business. So Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, no WWE Champion crowned on this night. The title is still vacant. This is where we're going towards Hell in a Cell. Bryan and Orton, just like the reports have been saying, the title will finally be decided inside the Hell in a Cell on October 27th. Okay? No outside interference, but who knows with WWE? Hell in a Cells, we've seen WWE hype the Hell in a Cell. All parties will remain outside. There's absolutely no interference in the Hell in a Cell. Meanwhile, we see Hell in a Cell, and there's always somebody weaseling their way into the structure. You know, we've seen it with Kane, we've seen it with The Undertaker, we've seen it with God knows who else, everybody else. You know? Hell in a Cell is supposed to keep out all outside parties. On this night, Daniel Bryan will win the WWE Championship at Hell in a Cell, finally, and that is my prediction on that. What happens to the Big Show now? What happens to the Big Show? Where does Triple H fit into all this? Where does Stephanie McMahon fit into all this? This is the cliffhanger that's going to be for tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. Triple H was absent. Stephanie McMahon was absent. Brad Maddox was there doing all the dirty work. What's going to happen on Monday Night Raw? That's the cliffhanger they're trying to catch everybody with leading into Monday Night Raw. But I will tell you this. The pay-per-view was lousy, okay? But Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, I will tell you this, did their absolute best to show you why they deserve to be number 1 and 2 in the company right now. The match was fucking great. Probably the best match I've seen both of them put on together since they've been dueling it out. Okay? The best match that these two had since they started this entire thing. Absolutely great, back and forth. It was just one of those matches where, you have to fucking pay attention to it. You seen what was going on in the ring. They told a great story in the ring, and the end product was a phenomenal match. I'd say the match was a 4 out of 5 stars. Easy. And you knew there was going to be some bullshit involved. That's where the Big Show got involved. That's where Maddox got involved. That's where Armstrong got involved. And that was it. The WWE title is still vacant at this point in time. Monday Night Raw is tomorrow. We're going to find out what happens with Triple H and Stephanie on Raw tomorrow night. Now, the other match that was billed as the second biggest of the night was CM Punk versus Ryback. Now, this is a little tricky because Ryback is now a Paul Heyman guy. He's aligned with Paul Heyman, right? Obviously, you need to keep his momentum going into this storyline with CM Punk. So, obviously, my mindset in this going into Battleground was Ryback needs to win. CM Punk, a loss to CM Punk means nothing. CM Punk can take as many losses as he can, as he wants, and nothing is going to damage his character because, for the simple fact that he's CM Punk. Okay? He can do whatever he wants and still be CM Punk. He can be inserted into a WWE title picture tomorrow, and it's not going to make any difference who he lost to the night before, the week before, the month before. It don't matter how much of a losing streak he's been on. He's CM Punk. He's like Chris Jericho. He could take a loss, bounce back at the snap of a finger. Okay? But here on this night, CM Punk actually got the best of Ryback. Now, it wasn't the best wrestling match on the card. It wasn't the best wrestled match in the world. Obviously, there was a few fuck-ups here and there on Ryback's part. But CM Punk made Ryback look strong. He made Ryback look intimidating. And in the end, CM Punk actually got the win on Ryback. Now, like I said, I was surprised at this because obviously this storyline is going to continue. Ryback is the new Paul Heyman guy. You figured Ryback would get one over on CM Punk and have some momentum going into this feud. But I don't know where it's going to go from here. I really don't know. A lot of people say that they're bored with this Heyman and Punk angle. Like, it died after Lesnar. And I can understand that. I'm losing a little bit of interest in this angle myself, but you have to commend Punk working injured after what he did on Monday Night Raw with the fool job of being injured and then all of a sudden playing possum and having it be a complete fake. Great moment on Monday Night Raw. You got to commend CM Punk for working injured and still playing this angle and this storyline to the very best of his ability. Paul Heyman is gold. No matter what he does, it's gold. So Paul Heyman always makes the angle entertaining. Ryback, I'm on the fence with. I want to like Ryback. I want to like the work he's doing with Heyman. I want to give him a chance with Heyman to blossom into that top-level superstar we know he wants to be. The WWE wants him to be at that top level, but it's all up to Ryback now. Now, a lot of people say that they don't like Ryback. They prefer him as a face. Some people say they prefer him as a heel. I'm on the fence right now with Ryback. I'm willing to give him a chance. His work so far with Heyman, I like. I'm going to say I like it. But I honestly thought the best thing here tonight was for Ryback to win over CM Punk because of what I said earlier. Punk can take a loss and bounce back anytime he wants. But CM Punk tonight won. The feud continues. Where it goes from here, I honestly don't have a clue. Normally, I'm full of ideas and thoughts and opinions on this. I'm telling you guys right now, I honestly don't know where it goes. But that's just me. If you guys have any idea where you see this storyline going right now, leave it down in the comments below. But CM Punk did defeat Ryback at Battleground tonight on pay-per-view. The other match, that was probably my favorite match of the night. Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes, Goldust, versus The Shield. This match had everything. It had passion. It had everything you want in a wrestling match. The story in the ring was told to perfection. And this is the match I knew that was going to be the most important on the card because of what it meant to the storyline. And again, the answers that we get from the outcome of this match are, what is Triple H going to do? It all revolves around Triple H. Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes, Goldust, got their job back. They beat The Shield at Battleground. Great match. Excellent story in the ring. You've seen the intensity in Goldust. You've seen the intensity in Cody Rhodes. Being a month away from the ring obviously did nothing bad in terms of wrestling for Cody Rhodes. No rust at all. He was absolutely phenomenal tonight at Battleground. Dustin Rhodes, Goldust, like I said in my weekend review. If you missed that, links are down below if you missed that. Goldust, Dustin Rhodes, whatever you want to call him, the guy can fucking wrestle. I was a fan of Goldust ever since he debuted with Marella in WWE. When he first feuded with Razor Ramon for the Intercontinental title. When he first won the Intercontinental title. Way back in the day. I forgot what year it was, but it was at the Royal Rumble. And then he feuded with Ahmed Johnson. I was a big fan of Goldust. That whole Hollywood, character and just so outlandish and pushing the envelope to the farthest that they could push it. I absolutely loved that growing up, watching the WWE product. I knew what was going on. I wasn't a dummy back then. I still knew what was going on. That I was coming into, the idea of I knew what wrestling was and I knew the whole concept of wrestling. I wasn't still a little kid when Goldust was around. Oh yeah, it's this and that. No, don't tell me it's real and this and that. I knew it was all scripted and whatever. But Goldust, I always have fond memories of Goldust. I knew he could wrestle. He's been such a great asset to the company every time he's back with the WWE, and tonight was no different. Okay, Goldust, he came in there and he just pretty much said, you know what, I'm here, I'm going to show you what the fuck I'm made of. That's exactly what he did. He went out there and just tore the house down with his brother. Absolutely great match. It lasted about 20 plus minutes. You're seeing the intensity in the ring, the story told in the ring. The Shield lost. Cody Rhodes and Goldust got their job back. Dusty Rhodes, their father, played a part in this match, helping them get the victory over the Shield. The Shield can take a loss, just like CM Punk can. Okay? The Shield can take a loss. They're still tag team champions. They're not harmed at all. Their characters are not harmed. So, the only outcome of this was for Dustin and Cody Rhodes to win. There was no other outcome here. There was absolutely no other outcome. But we knew this going in, that Dustin and Cody were going to get their jobs back. Now, the real kicker is, what is Triple H and Stephanie? What is the next phase of this storyline going forward with Triple H and Stephanie concerning the Rhodes family? That's what we have to start thinking about. We knew Dustin and Cody were going to get their jobs back. If there was one thing about this pay-per-view I did not care for, is that it was too predictable. It was absolutely predictable on every level. Every match on this card was absolutely predictable. There was no surprises here. But it was up to the WWE superstars in these angles and in their individual matches to prove why they belong. The stories that were told in the ring were going to separate the pay-per-view, the matches that were good and the matches that were bad. And this was one of the better ones, the absolute best on the card in my opinion, besides Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes get their jobs back. They defeat the Shield. It was not for the tag team titles. Now we have to see what's going to happen on Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw is going to be a very important show, storyline-wise, going forward towards Hell in a Cell. But still, I think this pay-per-view really didn't need to happen. That's just my honest opinion on that. The rest of the pay-per-view was an absolute miss. I mean, Del Rio and RVD, if you guys watched the pay-per-view, that was a good match. That was a good way to open the pay-per-view. Sandow did not cash in the Money in the Bank. Now, Sandow actually lost to Dolph Ziggler on the pre-show. Ziggler got the win, surprisingly. I was shocked that Ziggler even got the win, and WWE Creative actually booked him to go over. Sandow lost. So, I'm thinking, you know what, Sandow's losing this match to Ziggler, who's already in the doghouse. They must be shaping up Sandow to cash in on the winner tonight, whoever that may be. But Del Rio actually squeaked out a victory. Squeaked out a victory over RVD. RVD showed you why he's still a major asset to the WWE. Being that he's 40 years old and still being able to wrestle that ECW style match. To still be able to wrestle that hardcore match and take the bumps that he's taken and perform the moves that he's doing. He's still an asset to the company. Great way to start the show. Del Rio actually retained the World Heavyweight Championship. And there was a little confrontation between Rodriguez and Del Rio. I actually thought Rodriguez may be going back to Del Rio's side, but obviously he thought better, attacked Del Rio. Ricardo Rodriguez was taken out of that match, and then RVD got the cross arm breaker applied to him with a steel chair. Before that, Del Rio was actually attacking RVD with the steel chair, attacking that arm, and then he applied the cross arm breaker to that, and that was that. RVD lost. No Sandow cash in. I thought Sandow was going to cash in here. It would have been the perfect opportunity, but we still have that looming over our heads. Sandow is going to be cashing in that Money in the Bank briefcase relatively soon. Definitely before the end of the year. I guarantee you that. But when is it going to happen? I don't know. As for the other matches, Curtis Axel defended the IC strap against R-Truth. Curtis Axel needed to win this match. You knew he had to win this match, and that's exactly what he did. He won. AJ retains the Divas Championship against Brie Bella. You had Khali and Santino Marella on pay-per-view against the Real Americans. I don't understand why this match made the pay-per-view and Ziggler and Sandow did not. But the best part of this match was Antonio Cesaro, and actually tweeted this on Twitter. Cesaro is a beast. He is a stud. He actually did his spinning giant maneuver on Khali. It looked absolutely impressive. That was the best part of that match. The Real Americans got the win over the team of Khali and Marella. And then Bray Wyatt, I'm going to end this review with Bray Wyatt and Kofi Kingston. Now listen to me. I've been telling you guys Bray Wyatt is the future, and I'm going to say it again. Bray Wyatt is the future, okay? All he needed was the right guy to work with in the ring. Kane was not the right guy. Kane can't wrestle. No matter how big of a wrestler he is, no matter how intimidating of a big man he is, no matter how agile he is in the ring as a big man, he cannot wrestle. Bray Wyatt and Kane was a terrible way to introduce Bray Wyatt. And I'm going to tell you why. All you need to do is watch this match tonight with Kofi Kingston. If you can order the replay if you guys want to, or find it somewhere on the internet. Okay? Bray Wyatt versus Kofi Kingston was an excellent match. Even though it did not belong as a pay-per-view caliber match, this match was good. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Bray Wyatt can wrestle. And all he needs is the proper guy to wrestle with. Kofi Kingston fits that mold perfectly. Kane did not. Bray Wyatt showed me why he is the future of the WWE tonight in that match with Kofi Kingston. Solid in the ring, smooth in the ring, and he is intimidating as fuck. He is an absolute gem on the WWE roster as a rookie, and his future is so bright that he is one of the few guys I'm putting my stock in to watch him rise, to watch him grow, and to watch him develop, because that's exactly what he's going to do. He had the right guy to work with in Kofi Kingston. It proved in the ring tonight. He got the win over Kofi Kingston tonight, and that's all I got to say about that. Kane was the wrong guy to start him off in a feud with. But that was the pay-per-view, guys. Is it worth buying the replay for? No. No. Everything you're going to want to know about and find out tonight about the pay-per-view, you're going to find out on Monday Night Raw tomorrow. You don't need to watch it. There was nothing stand out about it. Everything that I covered is pretty much what happened at the pay-per-view. And that's all I got to say about that. So do not go out and order the pay-per-view. If I was to rate it out of 10, I would give it a 4 out of 10. And that's being generous. It was a Monday Night Raw on pay-per-view with a $50 price tag. That's it. Monday Night Raw tomorrow is going to be exciting. It's going to be very important. It's going to be very crucial in this corporate storyline with Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton going forward. We're going to find out everything concerning Triple H and Stephanie McMahon tomorrow. The WWE title is still vacant. All the answers we're going to find out tomorrow, hopefully. We'll get some answers tomorrow on Monday Night Raw. This is JD from New York. WWE Battleground 2013 review, highlights, and results. I'm out, guys. I will see you on Tuesday morning with your Monday Night Raw review. Take care, and I'll see you then.